to believe you can see my screen.
Yes, Prof, we can see your screen.
And sorry, I was following the program. So I was on another, so I was just kind of listening. So I did not get when you are calling me. However, thank you so much for this opportunity. So the item is supposed to present the trends in breeding, improving Kenya's Pishori rice. And I want to mention members, I think it's good then we need to start baptizing them basmati in the way it's supposed to be done, because there's quite a number of politics, especially with India and Pakistan, when you call Pishori. So the word Pishori look like we may be to innovate. So those are the details. This is about the University of Embu. We are just near Mount Kenya. These are some of the items you get in the University of Embu, especially the last one. We have got a number of schools, School of Agriculture, Applied Science and Business, Education and Social Sciences. Now, key on our side is when we partnered with KEBS, there was a problem which was really pertinent to be solved, and this one was appeared in papers for 2 days. What has been cooking? Mega rice scam that spoils Pishori. And there was a public outcry. If this one was to be enlarged, you can see some of the losses enumerated here. I just scanned this one so that you see where we are. And this is really actually the problem we are solving. Luckily, we have been basmati or Pishori breeding for a long time. And then the challenge is like, can we get the quality which it is supposed to be in Pishori. And I'm facing the challenge of Dr. Nyambuga again. My slide has stopped moving. I don't know this from my side.
We are still on cooking mega rice scam that spoils aroma, Pishori aroma.
Yes, oh, good. It has resumed. Now, this is where we are. Now, when we came together with the KEBS, we are reminded of the standards where we need to follow so that we can be able to have the quality rice. And those are the standards currently in range. So the other issue was, or which was coming, is adulteration of Kenyan basmati rice or Pishori. And this one has been causing millions and millions of losses. And what happens then? The people go out and import there. And when import, we create jobs for the foreign countries. And about 15 billion was used that time. So then we need to ensure the rice we produce is within the various standards. And this is standard 2087 and 2009, the Pishori and Million rice. And then the agreement, like if we are to maintain this quality, we start from the breeding perspective, right at the beginning. So this is what we expect in the market. This is when the plants are growing, and this is when it is a process. This is Basmati 370. This is part of the research which we are doing. You can see there is marked. And if you get these plants, we realize one of the things we need to do to avoid all this adulteration is really to increase the yields of Pishori so that you can be able to meet the Kenyan demand. Because what is happening, because of the high shortage, is then the vendors are coming to rent what is produced by the farmers. So we started on this journey, and the key thing is now to strengthen this plant. Like if you get this plant, the plant is a bit weak, so it falls down when you put more nitrogen. The tearing capability is not very good. And then most important, the aroma was going down. And that was the outcry. Now, these are the characteristics we expect in what you call the very traditional Pishori, what the consumers would want to take. and what then as the breeders we need to maintain. And one of them is the key one is number one, aroma. And this aroma, without becoming too scientific, is the 2-acetylproline, which is really the gene which is responsible for aroma. The others are the qualities to which also appeals to the consumer, but aroma is key. Now, then, what are we doing? Now, this is just a bit of the work done, and this is what we are picking from. We came and realized, or we have, so let me move that. So, our breeding approaches to GANT, Pishori, then we realize traditionally we are told the aroma is of one gene, but our reasoning was if Basmati 370 has a higher aroma than Basmati 217, if it just means has got a higher aroma than other Basmati like Pusa, then there must be a gene contribution. Then on our research, we realize aroma, although the main gene is the one on chromosome 8, but there may be other genes which form the QTL, and we embarked on that. And after realizing this, okay, then what we realize, as we wait for the one to flow, we entered something called the idiotype breeding. And this idiotype breeding, we have got where the Basmati was selected. We got the lines from International Rice Research Institute. We also did kind of went around more comping.
Recording in progress.
What are the various idiotypes do we have? The idiotype breeding is not something a bit new or not done in Kenya. And then what we did, once we did this, we have started on a journey of pyramiding all these genes into one background. I wanted to see the next slide, but it's not really moving. So then after pyramiding, we come with arise with all the possible aroma genes in it. And then we say that achievement we have done. We are almost there because we are working on this. Actually, we are in the field as we talk. Then after that, then we can release that to the producers the way it is. But then we need to ensure that we have cured the aspect which makes Basmati yield low. Now we have a research in a very high level progress. Then where we are inserting what we call the dwarf gene and the higher tyranny capability in the Basmati. So what we do then, once we do this, because we are using what we call the IR64 for the dwarfness, then we come, the one the pyramidal gene we put in high yielding variety, which we are at a very advanced level. Actually, the high yielding variety we already have. Now, what's the small thing remaining is now to pyramid all those genes in one background, because this started, I think, in 2019. Now, the next level then is to combine the two so that we have aligned with the super aroma. We're almost there. And we have another variety with the super yielding capability. Then you bring the two together. We use the genetic method to spearhead, to fast track this, especially using the under culture. Once you bring the two together, then you'll be able to have a super yielding aromatic rice. Sorry, I was talking when I was.
Okay, Professor. So, now let's move on.
Yes. So I did talk about the idiotype breeding, and by idiotype breeding is we are just getting all those strains of rice where we have got any type of aroma, because we need to put all that aroma in one plant, and it basically is Basmati 370 because it has got a little bit higher yield, and you have got 7 of them. And actually, after going out more, we have got more which is coming up. What we are doing now, we are doing analysis in the lab so that we see whether they are the same gene or not the same gene. Then we are doing the pyramiding, and we are done there. Then here we have got various QTLs. Let me not be very scientific now. These are the various QTLs, and we have got in various chromosomes. The one which is main is chromosome 8. But then you want to harvest all these and see their effects in the new pishori variety and create that, so that then you can restore the aroma which consumers used to enjoy in the years in the past. Now, this is one research setup. So we have got what we are calling, we are going to do the real analysis. So we will close this and this, all of them. Then we analyze them and you see which gives us the best output. Then once you get all the genes in the same background, and luckily aroma is recessive gene, so one close is enough, then you go to the next level. I want to manage time. So this is me doing at work, and this work started a while ago. So we have to wait for, let me put over 10 years. Then this is one of the success story, and I wish. So we have already put the 217 and 370, and we have managed one, across here. So what we need to analyze this one now, if this is important, what is the aroma like? No? Of course, here is one innovation. If you can get that plant, but since it's not registered, let me leave that. If you get that plant, we have an innovation of really identifying what is an hybrid. We'll be coming to that, you know. If you capture it, that's fine. Yeah? So then, after all that, we have combined that with other breeding activities we are doing. And this is one of them now to solve the problem of raw yield. If you go to basmat during the rainy season when it rains, you see it falling like this. And this is the problem we are really determined to solve. I did mention, like, to solve this, we need to make the stem stronger, higher tillering capability, and of course, we increase the yield. What we have done now, we have come with this concept, really not concept, but outre, whereby we come with the basmat 370. Okay, first of all, we cross the basmat 370 with the Andorra line, and then we come and then pyramid. What we pyramided there, we bring it and close now with the new cross with the dwarf gene, and then we'll be able to put the dwarf gene in the same background with all the aroma genes in place, and then we go ahead and do the selection. And this is what is really happening as we talk, or some of it has happened. We are there, we have moved from here. This is IR64, we have moved from there, and all this. We have got this cross here, and these ones. So this is working at a very advanced stage. Then the other research is we also realize, like, all this now with all this shortage of water, we need then to tackle the aspect of the drought tolerance. You can get these plants, you can see this plant, and which you see here, no? This plant is really actually growing and flowering and producing seeds almost at droughts, very dry soil. Again, we realize this is a very good innovation because, and also being a basmat or pishori. So again, we combine all those, we do expect to bring in more yield on the table and solve the Kenyan consumer issues. Now, once we do all this, we will be here. This one, this variety here, we still have to work on it because it's the variety we are going to work partially on putting some of the pyramidal aroma gene. But I can tell you this line you are produced here is increasing the yield in the Kenyan rice by almost ×2. We are about to release this. This is another innovation where we are sorting out the aspect of the consumer. It may be a little bit expensive, but you cannot get a better basmat in the world rather than this one. So this is what we are calling the super aroma. We have been, we are trying to check what we call the market penetration. This is the team behind that, or the institutions. And thank you so much. Sorry for that, the slide is not moving. I've come to my end of presentation, and if there's any question, I can be able to answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Professor. I think we will hold on with our questions. You can actually, for ease of recording and response to questions, you can type them in the chat box, and we will be answering the questions towards the tail end of our presentation. Thank you so much, Professor. For those who had not joined, Professor Njiru Nthakanio is a Registrar Planning and Administration and Finance at the University of Embu and an Associate Professor in Genetics. Thank you so much.